Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans, and we have our Week 18 preview coming right up. We got 3 games this week, with 3 different teams also being on their bye week, including my Winnipeg Blue Bombers, as well as the Edmonton Elks and the Montreal Alouettes, all off this week. Also, I did this technically last week, and nobody pointed it out. I updated the graphic you see here. The BC and Elks logo was all screwed up. Actually, it's right above you, Rick, technically. I updated those logos because it was old and outdated, and I was all screwed up anyway, so I fixed it. So rest assured to basically my conscience and only my conscience. So Rick, shall we get it right into the first one, to be honest?
Sure.
And this will be good because we have a depth chart for this one because I guess as of when we're recording this at 1:25 in the morning Central Standard Time. But I guess when we're airing this, it'll be in just a few hours, where the Saskatchewan Roughriders are taking on the Ottawa Red Blacks over in Ottawa. We have depth charts for this, but I think we're going to start with the injury report.
Oh yeah, I forgot the good old injury report.
And we're going to start with the Riders here. And now we just have to wait for Rick to find the injury report.
No, it's just waiting for it to load. Okay, so Riders. Super Mario is available. Thomas Bertrand Hudon is available. Tevion Campbell is out, DB. Jack Cohen, QB, is available. Jackson Ford, DB, is out. Your favorite player, Mr. I can't kick field goals worth a passion, Brett Lothar, is out. Nick Lacombo is out, DB. Daniel Johnson, offensive line, is out. Shane Ray, defensive line shoulder, is out. Joe Robicelli, wide receiver load management, available. DeMarcus Sales, DB, available. Keon Schaefer-Baker, wide receiver foot, available. And Marquois Straker, linebacker, available. And Tommy Stevens, QB, out.
And for the
Ottawa Red Blacks, we have Bennett Williams, DB, questionable. Chase McGowan, D-line, available. Quinton Santos Knox, linebacker, available. Justin Howell, DB, out. Les Moreau, linebacker, out. Nigel Romack, defensive line, out. Parker Moyer, offensive line, out. Richie Leone, punter, available. William Stanback, running back, available. Mark Milton, DB, out. And Shakur Brown, DB, questionable. Now, just to give you a rundown of the Saskatchewan side. So, Keon Schaefer-Baker is playing his first game. He's in for a Joe.
Did he play even any of the earlier games of the season, or did he literally get injured in the preseason?
I think he's been out all season.
Well, I wasn't sure if he played 1 or 2 games and then was out, or if it was, or actually, I think he got injured in the first game, right?
It's quite possible. Marcus Sales is a game time decision. Campbell Fair is in for Lothar. Philip Gagnon is in for Johnson at left guard. Jack Cohen is backup quarterback, and then Bertrand Hudon is in for Mario Anderson. So if Trevor Harris goes down, that means that you have Mayer and Cohen as your quarterbacks.
I think that's not a terrible lineup for your backups. I've certainly seen a lot worse. I'll put it that way.
So to answer your question, because you asked me the other day, So it's Wakefield and Carter as defensive ends for Ottawa after that trade, and Ajeli and Tala are the defensive tackles.
Yeah.
Because in our Malden video, you're like, oh, who was going to line up where?
Who's going to take that spot now that was it Malden, right? After Malden was gone.
Actually, you know what? I actually want to pull something up because there's actually a player on Ottawa that I wanted to take a look at. Now, I do have a question.
Yeah.
If you're playing football, would you continue to play even though you weren't getting production, or would you retire?
I mean, it depends. Do you want to know a genuine? Depends on my situation. It's like, am I a guy that made so much money where if I retire I can live off that for the rest of my life, or no?
So here's the thing. So former Ticat Luther Hakununavanu has played 13 games this year. He's only gotten 5 receiving yards, but he's starting.
Okay.
5 receiving yards all season.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's a slap in the face.
Rick's like, really? That pretty bad. What are you even talking about, dude? That's atrocious.
Like, I'm sure when he was with us, he had more receiving yards.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he had 122, but still. I mean, he only played 8 games.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, there's a few things I notice. Immediately, I see Desjardins at right tackle. Has he been playing right tackle for a bit? Because I remember him at left guard for the Red Blacks. Or is this just with as guys have gotten hurt that he's been there? Because I don't remember Drew Desjardins as right tackle. I remember him playing guard for a while.
Last week 15, he was left guard.
He was left guard? Okay, so this is a change as of this depth chart then. So I'm curious to see how he does there, because I'm going to be honest, Drew Desjardins is a fantastic guard. I'm not sure what his strengths are as a tackle, if that's his best use of his talents.
So 15, he was left guard. 16, he was right tackle. And now he's right tackle. So he could have just been left guard for that one game.
So, if I'm looking here, the problem is that as much as Ottawa has occasionally done decent, is that Saskatchewan has been just absolutely on a tear. And they've had their occasional hiccup, but it's, I'll put it this way. They play a lot more good games than bad. And so I see this being a problem for the Red Blacks here. And now that Keon Schaefer-Baker is back, you got to imagine that this team looks a little better. Now, I am curious to see how Fair does at kicker with Brett Lothar out, as I think the reception of Brett Lothar this year has been less than stellar, if we're being completely frank here. And so, yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with that. I think if you're the Saskatchewan Roughriders, you got to defend against that run game, as Adeboboye has done okay. I'm curious to see what kind of run blocking schemes the Red Blacks are pulling with Desjardins out at tackle instead, because that changes the run blocking system a lot. As if you're not every it's. People have this misconception that you can just move O-linemen around completely freely and there's never any ramifications of it. Again, I'm not saying that it's like the be-all, end-all, like complete end of the world, moving O-linemen around, but there is absolutely a difference between the positions. for example, I'm someone who I did very well at center. I did pretty decent at guard. I struggle with tackle a little bit. It's a different game. So I'm curious to see how they do there. Drew Brown, I think, has been okay. I think you're looking for a stronger game from Drew Brown. Especially since if you're Drew Brown, Dustin Crum's done pretty decent in some of the games that he's been in. So I think you're looking to keep that spot. But I don't know. I have a hard time I have a hard time feeling like this is the Ottawa has an upper hand here because I don't know.
You want to hear something very interesting? So before you hit record, we're talking about playoff projections for this week. That if Ottawa lost, Montreal would clinch a playoffs berth and a home playoff game. If Ottawa lost and Toronto lost, a West Division crossover confirmed.
Yep.
You want to hear something funny about the West? So
what's something funny about the West?
So if Saskatchewan win and BC loss, Saskatchewan clinches home playoff date. BC wins, they get a playoff date before Calgary.
Well, isn't that something? That
but yet Calgary has 2 games in hand. Or
I can't say that was on my bingo card because it was not.
But then Calgary plays them this week too, so I guess.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Saskatchewan's on a 2-game losing streak.
I mean, they are, but then also 2-game losing streak, and they only have 4 losses total. Because as much as they're on a 2-game losing streak, does that make it likely that they go on a 3-game losing streak when they're having as successful of a season as they are?
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Saskatchewan lost to Edmonton last week.
Yeah.
If Saskatchewan loses to Ottawa this week, because anything's possible, anyone can beat anyone. Do you think all hell's gonna break loose for Rider fans?
Do I think do I think someone's getting shit thrown on their lawn? Is that what you're asking me?
No, I'm just saying because everyone shit on us because we lost 43-3, which there's people out there that says that it was more of like a 35-21 win for Winnipeg on paper. Or sorry, like when you actually look at the footage, it doesn't look like a 40-3 loss.
Well, the problem is that it was just Hamilton getting shut out in the red zone.
But my question is, everyone was shitting on us because we lost that bad last week.
Okay.
If Saskatchewan loses to Ottawa, Saskatchewan is definitely not the powerhouse team that everyone thought that they were.
I mean, I think even for a while I said that if we're talking when every team in the West is playing at their best, I'd argue that Calgary has been that team when they're playing their best. If they're playing their best football, if Winnipeg's playing their best football, Calgary has looked like probably one of the biggest contenders.
Because, I mean, yeah, they lost to Montreal. Okay, they had McLeod Bethel-Thompson. Yeah, you can blame it on the defensive back, blah, blah, blah. But you guys lost to fucking Edmonton out of all teams. The last place in the West.
I wouldn't lose your mind about Edmonton because you have to realize that that Edmonton team, there was a lot they were playing for that night.
Yeah,
Edmonton has played better.
But I'm not even talking about that. Edmonton's last.
I think losing to Ottawa would be the worst, though. You know? So.
I mean.
I think losing to Ottawa is worse than losing to Edmonton. Would you agree with that?
I mean, it's still the worst team in the league. And you still lost to the bottom 2 teams in the league.
Here's the question. What is worse, though? What is worse? Losing to Edmonton or losing to Ottawa?
I mean, if you ask me,
I
I
think
would say both, but I would say Ottawa's more worse.
Edmonton's had better performances. Like Edmonton's gone on a little bit of a hot streak in the past bit, whereas Ottawa has been ice cold most of the year.
Except for the Crumbacks.
Except for the Crumbacks, but he's also not playing.
Hey, he'll still play on those short yardage quarterback sneaks for touchdowns. Don't kid yourself.
Well, they gotta get that far first.
But listen, Saskatchewan's on the road, so even though they're 5-2 on the road, still doesn't say anything. Anyone can beat anyone. Until that clock reaches 0-0-0, anything can happen in that game.
So then, who are you taking?
Picks,
the old Dutch pick'ems.
Yes. So it's 4-1 for the English and 3-1 for the French in favor of Saskatchewan.
Yeah. No, I'm going with the safe pick here. I'm going Riders in terms of who I think.
Wouldn't it be funny that we both pick Riders and friggin' knowing our luck, friggin' Ottawa wins?
You say that now, but like, it's not that's not a zero chance. Like,
I'm just saying. Usually, when me and you go with the safe pick, the other team wins.
Yeah. Look at that. It's all our fault, Rick. It's all our fault. Shall we get to the next one?
We shall go to the next one.
Which I'm going to let you do the majority of this, where the Hamilton Tiger Cats take on the Toronto Argonauts over in Toronto. And so we should start with the Ticats injury report. This is one of the two games on the Saturday.
So Johnny Augustine, running back, not wide receiver, running back, is available.
I was about to say
Daniel
Johnny
Bell.
Augustine, huh?
Listen, he can go out to the screen passes and get those 5-yard screen passes.
He's
Daniel
practically
Bell,
a wide
fullback,
receiver. He can do a screen pass.
out. Keaton Bergling, wide receiver, load management, out. Patrick Burke Jr. available. Harrison Frost available. Irvin Hassani, offensive line available. Jordan Murray, offensive line available. Jamal Peters, DB personal available. Quanvin White, DB load management available, and Drew Wolodarski, wide receiver load management. Speaking about my Luther Hukananavanu comment earlier,
Yeah.
I think the whole Drew Wolodarski thing's a lot worse.
What do you mean by that?
Drew Wolodarski's only been dressed one game and has not gotten a throw.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see for that.
Like, I mean, like, it's not like he never got injured in Winnipeg, although it seems like you guys have actually struggled to keep him healthy. Like, I don't remember us having quite that big of an issue keeping him healthy. It was more just kind of he sometimes gets injured.
I mean, last year he only played 10 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that he's injured, he's just a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
So for the Boatman double blue side, Nick Arbuckle, calf. He's been limited all week. Available. Sage Dockstader, offensive line head available. Dylan Giffen, offensive line back out. Kenneth George Jr., DB, knee out. Ryan Hunter, offensive line available. Cameron Judge, linebacker, illness available. Brendan Camp, offensive line out. Anthony Lanier, who dislocated his ankle last week. He's out for the rest of the season. Stephen Smith, linebacker, ankle available. Dave Unger III, knee questionable. They're saying that he's going to be a game time decision. And Mayon Williams, running back, head out.
So, where would you, Mr. Tycat fan,
Yes.
start us off?
I would say that there's more pressure on Toronto this week than there's Hamilton.
I mean, you're first. I mean, you guys are first in the East, so I can't imagine that there's nearly as much pressure. Whereas,
Yeah, but see, if Montreal wins, they tie the series next week.
I see. So, who is the
Tie points, so
projected
it's not tiebreaker.
starter quarterback for?
By the sounds of it, I've been told that it's been Nick Arbuckle.
Still Arbuckle. Okay.
Still Arbuckle.
Yeah, no. Makes sense.
This is the Buffalo Bills promotion night,
Oh yeah.
and also the Pure Later Tackle Hunger for Toronto game as well. Plus, we just found out the other day that the Go Transit system is actually working this week, so you'll see a lot of fans
Making the voyage.
making the trip, which is kind of one of the reasons why I kind of like the whole bench change for next year.
Yeah.
Because then all the Ticat fans can sit behind the Ticat bench on the other side.
Yep.
Then you'll really see where the away fans are compared to
Rick's just
the home
excited to
fans.
cause
And
more chaos.
freaking right. As I'm literally right behind the home bench
Yeah.
this week.
There you go.
So you can be I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't have a voice by the end of that game.
I would be shocked if you did.
If we the thing is, if we win, we still can't clinch the division this week because Montreal's not playing. But we would have we'd be up 4 points. So if we win this week, who do we play next week? Oh, great. We play Calgary next week. Just what we need. So, if we somehow beat Toronto this week, beat Calgary next week, that would give us 6 points. That would be the division right there if we beat Calgary next week and won this week.
Yeah. Because that would put you up to what? That would get you guys to
That would
11
get
and
us
6.
to if we won next week, it would be 11 and 6 and 22 points.
Yeah.
That means even if Montreal did win out, or if we just need a win this week, Montreal lost next week to Ottawa, or lose one of the games against Ottawa, and we clinch because they only have 3 games left.
Oh yeah.
We're up by 2, but we have the tiebreaker, so we technically we're up 4 points.
Yeah. Shall we get to the old Dutch pick'ems?
Don't. Oh yeah, Dutch pick'ems. So it's interesting with Dutch pick'ems because
I see there's a big disagreement between the English and the French.
So
it's like
on the
history
English
in that
side, it's
regard.
4-1. Vicky Hall's the only one that picks the Argos. But on the French side, it's 3-1 Argos.
Yeah.
You already know where I'm going on this one.
I mean, you're going Ticats. There's no question.
I'm not picking against my team.
I'll put it this way: I haven't picked the Argos very much, and usually that's been a relatively safe pick for me. So I'm not going with the Argos.
Oh, fair enough.
I said relatively safe pick, not always, but most of the time.
So it's either going to be one of two things this week. It's either going to be a blowout. One of the teams is going to be blown out like the first matchup. where Ticats won, I think it was like 30 or 52 to like 34 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be like Labor Day where it was like won by 3 points and it was like 33 to 30.
Yeah.
But this is the Toronto. So this is Toronto's last home game of the season under the current CFL rules.
Before before they get altered next year and the big changes then come in
And
the following
keep in
year.
mind, this is the last home game for Toronto until after the World Cup next year.
Oh my goodness, really? Wow.
So you got training camp in Guelph, the preseason game in Guelph. Then you got I'm sure that home Hamilton game is going to be within the first 3 games
Probably,
of
I
the
imagine.
season because you can't have three road games to start the season off.
It'll depend with the FIFA World Cup. That kind of complicates everything.
No, I'm just saying you can't. I can't see them starting the season on the road 3 games in a row.
I'd say unlikely, but I wouldn't say it's impossible simply just because of the schedule complications.
So we shall see how. Oh, and apparently
Mm-hmm.
Chad Kelly was at practice today, but wasn't practicing. So I don't think we see him the rest of the season because why
Remember,
dress him?
remember when we wondered if we'd see him week 6? You remember this? And we're now at week 18 and we're still playing this stupid game?
Well, he said he wasn't going to come back unless he's 100%. You're almost not going to make the playoffs. Why even bother bringing him in? You might as well just shut him down and bring him back healthy for next season.
If you're going to play.
Oh, you mean next year?
Like, yeah, if he even plays next year, as opposed to if they
Well,
decide
he's
that,
still
you know
under
what,
he's still under contract for next
oh
year.
yeah, well that's their problem.
Oh yeah. Anywho, you ready to get on to the game?
Yeah, so
The
I'm going
second game here?
Ticats, you're going Ticats, which leaves us with one last game, which is BC and Calgary.
So we have Jeswan Antwi, running back, head out. Redeem Brown, offensive line load management available. Adrian Green, groin available. The funny joke that I mentioned to Carter earlier today, Malik Henry, wide receiver, knee available. We'll see if he actually plays
Yeah.
because he hasn't played in 2 years. Ben Labrosi, DB, out. Marqual Lee, which is a big thing for them because he was one of their big linebackers first half of the season. He's available.
Yeah.
Josh Love, quarterback, load management, available. Diedrich Moncrief, DB, non-injury related, available. Sean Peterson, defensive line, ankle out, and Jackson Sobak, DB, out. For the BC Lions side, Dejon Allen, offensive line, out. Gerald Broxton, offensive line, arm, are questionable. Giovanni Coutoy, wide receiver, ankle, questionable. Christian Covington, D-line knee, out. Tybo DeBelly, D-line ankle, available. Dwayne Hendricks, D-line illness, available. Jermaine Jackson, wide receiver, wrist, available. Marcus Moore, D-line, elbow, available. And Gary Peters, DB, knee, questionable.
So
I'm actually
we're
curious on this
yeah.
because
Because
I'm
the thing is,
assuming that
at their best, I think
BC,
Calgary's a lot better of a team, but Calgary's been going through a slump.
I want to assume that BC has the season series over Calgary. I'm just looking it up now. So BC won 52-23 week 16. So this is game 2. So that's why. Because I was trying to figure out, I'm like, how is it that BC can clinch that this week? But if BC wins, they have the season series against Calgary.
Yeah.
So they would need to. Calgary would need to win by 29 points to finish above BC in the standings via tiebreaker.
That's a bit of a problem.
Well, I mean, considering that there's 3 teams tied with the same amount of points.
Yeah. Because now
I'm kind of nervous as to which team I want to be in the crossover.
Yeah, if you're Hamilton, I don't know which team you want. Because if it was earlier in the season, I would have said easily BC is the team that you'd want to go against. But BC's been playing pretty damn good as of recent.
So now, as a possible crossover team, if it was Winnipeg, would you be more nervous to play in the West or the East? Because you'd have Montreal first round. And you would have Davis Alexander.
It's weird because on one hand, I think Winnipeg, I think the West would be harder to go through than the East.
Mm-hmm.
I think the West has more. There are more teams that can kill you. You know what I mean? But then also at the same time, if we think about the Bombers the past 5 years and their record in the playoffs against West teams and the record in the playoffs against East teams, they're much better against West teams. They've owned the West. And so if you're Winnipeg, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if you care much which side you go through. Because at the end of the day, if you're the best team, if you're going for the Grey Cup, if that's what you're destined to do, it shouldn't matter what side you come through. However, I will say the idea of Winnipeg going through the East and the potential of a Bombers Riders Grey Cup in Winnipeg sounds crazy.
If I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's the team with the most points at the end of the season is home team. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, but I mean the Grey Cup's in Winnipeg, so even if the Riders are the home team, the crowd's not gonna. They're not gonna have the hometown crowd. I'm gonna put it that way, you know.
But it would feel weird them coming out of the away locker room.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Bomber fans are gonna give much of a shit.
True.
I think they would just be thrilled if they saw their own team in the Grey Cup.
Mind you, it will be interesting to see how many Bomber fans sell their tickets if Bombers get eliminated.
I mean, I'm sure that I mean, although this happens every year. This happens every year where the Grey Cup is hosted and a lot of fans buy tickets, and then the week before, if they see that their team gets eliminated, not all of them, but a portion of people sell their tickets. This is nothing new. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty commonplace. But anyways, BC Calgary. If this was earlier in the season, I would have easily taken Calgary. But for me, BC as of recent has just they have looked a lot better as of recent, and Calgary has looked significantly weaker. I'm really seeing the cracks come out.
Mind you, Calgary's defense hasn't given up as many points as BC's defense has.
That BC defense has been a problem, but I'll put it this way. Calgary gave up 38 points last week to Montreal. Calgary gave up 38 points. Hell, the last time the two teams played against each other, Calgary gave up 52 points against BC.
I mean, BC did lose to Ottawa. Just saying.
I mean, I think Calgary lost to Ottawa twice. You know what I mean?
It will just be interesting to see.
Because if I'm looking here, in this game, BC, this is a BC home game. BC at home is 4-3. Calgary on the road is 3-3.
Yeah.
BC has the momentum. Calgary has anti-momentum. And so I think I got to go with the Lions.
I mean, that would have been bad if Toronto beat BC at home last week. And BC only beat Toronto by 5.
Yeah.
And I mean, they also have Malden in this week, so I don't know. I mean, anyone can beat anyone. Let's see here. So, last week, Rourke threw 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. So the last time Rourke had a good game,
Yeah,
is week 11. Mind you, he still gets rushing touchdowns, but I mean, that's besides the friggin'
Whoa. Hold on a second. You said the last time Rourke had a good game was week 11?
Like, I'm saying passing wise. I'm not saying rushing touchdowns. I'm saying passing wise.
I mean, in week 16, he's 20 for 20. Yeah, 331 passing yards, and he was 20 for 24. His percentage was awesome.
Is outside of 2 passing touchdowns, the last time he actually had a decent game was week 11, where he had 4.
I mean, who gives a shit about passing touchdowns? I'm concerned more of the amount of his completion percentage and his passing yards. You know what I mean?
My whole point is,
because passing touchdown, like, you can drive the field with passing yards and then run it into the end zone. Like, this is where, like, a guy like Chris, if we're just looking at, like, rushing touchdowns, then Chris Streveler would be the greatest running back that who ever lived, because he's got a lot of them.
Yeah, but rushing touchdowns, to me, is just friggin' lame. Like,
I mean, lame, who gives a shit? It's still a touchdown.
But I just think, like, but it's a should be based off of throwing touchdowns, not rushing touchdowns.
I don't think it should be based on touchdowns at all. I think it should be based on passing percentage.
Do you, like, even if Nathan Rourke had 15 rushing touchdowns and what does he have now? 23 passing touchdowns. Do you think he's going to get the friggin' MOP? No.
I never said he was getting MOP. I just said that he had a good game in week 16.
All I'm saying is, if he's going to beat Calgary, he needs to throw more than 2 touchdowns, is my point.
I don't think he does. Maybe. But I'll put it this way. Like, I think throwing 2 touchdowns helps. I don't think he needs to, though. They beat him 52-23. They spanked him, and he only threw 2 touchdowns.
That's because he friggin' ran for 3 of them.
Yep.
If you take out those rushing, like, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess if you're saying if you take out 3 rushing touchdowns, then maybe they don't win the game as handily as they do. Yeah, but I think that's a big but.
I just think that
because they got 5 rushing touchdowns in that game.
If you're at the 1 yard line, you should be forced to either use your, and Ben Grant from the Argos, X's and Argos mentioned this the other day. If you're at the 1 yard line, you should either be forced to run out of either side or use your running back and run up. It's lame that if you use your quarterback and you have to run up 1 yard. That's just my honest opinion.
I understand. I understand that it's maybe lame or whatever, but at the end of the day, do the play that has the highest success rate. And it has the highest success rate.
Because if you really think about it, all you have to do because the defense has to give you that yard. Fall forward and you get the touchdown. Like, how dumb is that? Your read world.
To be fair, there's
fall forward.
To be fair, there's a little bit more to it than that, but I understand the logic. It's not as simple as fall forward, because I think we need to put a little bit more respect on defensive tackles in that situation. Like, it's not like they're just standing there being like, "Ooh, we're gonna let this guy fall into the end zone." It's a hard position to be in for a D line. But I'll put it this way: I've seen them Bombers make that stop. I've seen that. Hey, like I think it was weeks ago when
defense make that stop.
It's not very often. No, it's still possible. Again, and I understand that it's a boring play, and whatnot. Fair enough. Maybe it's a boring play, but at the end of the day, when the Hounds and Tiger Cats are taking to the field, is Scott Milanovich in the room and he's like, go play a fun game, guys. Go play a fun, exciting game. Or is he going to say, go out there and whoop some candy ass and get this fucking W? He's saying number two. He's saying the latter.
Yeah, but the thing is with us, I've never seen us go for a quarterback sneak on the freaking 1 yard line. We use our running back.
Yeah.
But
at the end of the day, whatever floats your boat. I don't care. I don't care if it's your running back. I don't care if it's your quarterback. Do what you got to do.
Everyone on Pick'ems is going with BC.
I'm going BC as well. Are you joining the BC train? Or are you?
I'm gonna go BC, but I just with everything that has happened this week, I'm gonna go with BC, and something's gonna happen, and fucking Calgary's gonna win because no one has swept a team when you play 2 games against the same team, except for I think the Banjo Bowl. But other than that, I don't.
I was about to say I can think of an example, and I don't like the example.
Calgary and Edmonton haven't swept each other. They've each won a game.
Yeah.
I think Toronto. I'm not sure if Toronto and Ottawa. I mean, Hamilton and Toronto have each won a game. Like, I mean, we've swept Ottawa, but I mean, not that. If you look at the schedule this year, more teams have lost the 2-game series than a team has swept the 2-game series.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
that's pretty much about it.
I think that's all we got. We got the same pick'ems for this week.
We do
exactly the same. So we're ride or die together this week.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and then also, I don't know if it'll technically be announced yet or not, but we have not 1 but 2 player interviews happening next week. One is they're both from the Montreal Alouettes. One is Hakeem Harris, and the other one is Lorenzo Burns. I don't know why I blanked on the name for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, why we set this up? I should remember his name.
You know what the funny thing is? Now that you mention it, I could just imagine them going to each other and be like, "Hey, listen, I'm on this podcast. Hey, so am I."
Yeah. But anyways, those will both be happening next week. If you guys have any questions for them, you can comment them on any of our social medias. Any questions you want included in our interview. Of course, we will provide credit if we use it. And yeah, so just comment that down below. The Hakeem Harris one will most likely be going live on Tuesday. And the Lorenzo Burns one will most likely be going live on the Wednesday. So make sure you guys check that out. As I think me and Rick are both pretty excited to do that. It's been a while since we've had some player interviews, and glad to get back to it. So thank you guys so much for the support. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, make sure you guys give us 5 stars. We appreciate the support. Anything you got, Rick, before I take it away?
No.
Well, peace, love, and positivity to all you wonderful people at home. And we'll see you guys next time.
Touchdown!